So, are we all feeling good after the break?
Yes.
I encourage you right now to make sure as well that you're drinking plenty of water. Plenty of water. What's the organ that gets priority over any other organ that drink when drinking water? Your brain. You're doing a lot of logical work here. Although I'm talking about speaking from the heart, this is taking a lot of information in. There's a lot of processing. There's a lot of challenges. Sometimes it's saying, no, I don't want to go there. I don't like what you're saying there. I don't want to be challenged. I don't want to be triggered. Fuel your body. Fuel your brain. One of the ladies that actually did Dave used to go and do and support a personal development company, and he'd take the water. And one of the ladies there said she was drinking loads of the water and she felt so engaged. Normally she'd get tired after the first day, so she was just electric for the whole 3 days. So it's really powerful, and obviously that's going to help you get more out of this. So, your life's content. Oh, we've got 3 boys in this as well.
What are we getting them?
60 dancing.
How good is that? I just want you to look at that image right now and just, in fact, turn the laptop there, please. Just look at that image and just actually process the power of that image. The intensity of it. And for those of you who know a lot around like the spiritual side of things and the connection and the way that we actually truly connect, will notice this sentence here with the pineal gland, the third eye.
Yeah.
Look at how the whole focus is all around right there, where the true energy is. So it's important that we're actually, obviously, not just thinking and seeing from here. There's a lot of information coming on here, but it's what we actually see here. So, your life's content. Beth, I'm going to bring Beth up right now. Obviously, you all know Beth. We covered Beth yesterday. For those of you who are just here today, Beth is the person who works alongside me, doing a lot of the content creation, a lot of the support, a lot of everything that's here. So she's actually going to be working with a live mind dump with me. So we've got it already in the books. You're all going to go through it together later on. But first of all, we're going to give you a very clear insight into the way it's going to be done. Okay? And Beth is going to take control of actually doing a mind dump on me. You're going to do it on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go and sit on a chair and look pretty. And Beth's going to take... Is that for me or is that for Beth?
Obviously you, mate. Obviously you.
Mate, I'm a bit worried about you. I thought it was a joke. You're actually serious.
Mate, I've told you. This one.
He's an eager little beaver, isn't he? I mean, I have to say, mate,
Like
if I
Scrappy
was going to
Doo.
swing that way, you're not going to get it.
Oh gosh. Should I start by putting that?
Yeah.
If I was going to swing,
I actually,
I
I actually want to eliminate that from my memory.
Hey, we're traveling around Australia together.
Separate tents. Separate tents.
Same swag, mate. Same swag.
Very worried.
If this one is shaking. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, does anyone know what we mean by a mind dump? Yes. So Carolyn was there when we did one. Yeah, we did Carolyn's at a live training, LBL training. Basically, lots of people often say to us, I can't do a live, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, I just don't know what to say, I don't feel like I have anything worth saying. So one of the ways that we help to extract this from you is by doing a mind dump. Basically, we're going to go through Martin's life, and you're going to do it later yourselves, and just put down anything that comes to your head. So whether it be an experience, whether it be a person that you've met, a person that you met but in hindsight you didn't want to meet, anything, whether it be positive, negative, like completely, then you just need to put that down without really thinking about it. and then we expand out, and that's how you build your social media. Yeah? Because every experience that you have had is worth sharing. You learned something from that. Strong chance it helped you shape your values, which you all went through earlier. Okay? So we're going to go through Martin. So this is Martin. So just a couple of things that have happened in your
Can
life.
anybody see that? Sorry, because it's in the green.
Probably the black.
Probably black is better, but yeah, sorry.
I wanted to do like different colours. Anyway.
I know.
Okay, a couple of things.
This happened in my life.
Yeah, random things.
So, the depression, moving to Australia, building businesses, self-employed, mining, Bessie. Well, that's businesses, yeah. Relationships.
Me.
Go and give him a cuddle. Give him a little cuddle.
Divorce. I'm on the dad.
And yes, in the future.
It just happened to come out that time. But thank you.
Married and divorced at the same time.
So as we're doing this, you start to think of things that happen in your life.
I suppose mental health would be depression, but yeah, probably the best one to talk, yeah. Confidence. Will that do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so then, once you've got the first sort of layer, I guess, the first things that come to your head, we then focus on one and expand from that. Okay? So we're going to start with divorce, basically, because it's here.
Yeah, so that was mum and dad.
Yeah.
So I always had a massive fear when I was growing up that mum and dad wouldn't get divorced. I always knew that they would. But it was a massive fear of mine. And they ended up getting divorced around about, I'm going to say, 24, 25 years of age for me. So I was in a position of an age where I could deal with it.
Yeah.
But I always knew they would.
And how did it make you feel when they divorced?
I actually was glad. Because I saw the breakdown of the relationship. I saw how it was very much my dad became very dependent on my mum, and my mum just didn't really like that. And my dad was being very lazy, and my mum was very outgoing and very energetic, and you could just see that the energies were completely different. And it was very like even when I'd sit at the dinner table, my brother had left, so I'd sit at the dinner table, and my dad would be like, "Carrot top, cook." You know, like the stupid little things. And I'm just sat there going, just be grateful for the food. And my mum's tired and just not interested, so there'll be like an argument. So, yeah. But my dad's beautiful, by the way. Dad's grateful. But it was just at the end of the journey.
So I don't know if any of you were watching me as he was talking then, but I was just pulling out random words that were associated to, he's obviously telling a story, and that's what you're going to do. Your life is a story. You just need to associate words to it. So, watching and witness, he was talking about how he was watching the relationship breakdown. He was watching how his dad was treating his mum. Yeah? Things like that. He was glad. There were different energies in the relationship. Yeah? Okay, let's go Australia.
There was excitement. There was also fear. So I was excited about coming over here, but I'd never actually been here, and I was leaving what was the reality for 27 years, and walking away from a business, and to come and live somewhere I'd never been. And I had residency. I don't like I said, I don't do anything in house. I actually got residency before I came out, so I was committed.
So you've never been to Australia on a holiday?
I'd already gone through the application to be here. And I came over for a week in Perth just for a holiday, but I was already coming in.
Yeah.
So it was that thing of, you arrive, you burn the boat. so you can't leave.
Yeah.
So, and that's literally how I've done everything. So committed, no excuse. This isn't going to work. It will work. So there was obviously fear that I was walking. I had left everything. I had left security.
Yeah.
So that was the fear. I only knew my soccer manager and his family, like his wife and kids, and that was it. So, and they obviously they're complete. I'm a single guy coming in at 27 years of age. His wife wouldn't let him go out with me. So it was a bit tough. I used to be a menace back then. Well, that days I've not gone.
Let's go to self-employment.
Yeah, so at 21 I went self-employed, building homes and apartments with my best mate's dad. We partnered up. So I was excited about that. I was actually more excited at the fact that I was employed, and the guy who employed me, as much as he really valued my skill levels, his son wanted to take control. So it was actually me being, this is what I can do, this is who I'm going to be. And standing on my own 2 feet was a big thing for me. So that gave me massive amounts of confidence to go on and well, obviously just grow and do my own thing. And not be dictated to. I just realised that I don't want to be controlled. I don't want somebody telling me what I can and can't do. So I was self-employed from 21 to 32, and then I went working in the mines.
Why did you stop being?
Because I actually had quite a few injuries, and I had to change my career. So I changed into the fitness industry, which has always been a passion. But I wanted to work in the mines. That's where I met Hugh. And it was very hard from an angle of, I used to build homes and apartments on price. So I'd get there, smash it out, work hard, get away as early as I could. I was usually on site 7:30, away by 2 o'clock, in the gym, and chilling out for the evening. And now I was back being told what to do by people in all fairness that shouldn't have been up there. We shouldn't have been in the place of management. So now it's being dictated to by just people who it's all about what the resume looks like. So although I loved it, I loved my role, I loved the residents, I loved everything I did. And obviously then came in the mental health.
So let's go over to mining now.
Yeah.
This is after this you moved into this.
Yeah. So I love the fact. I just loved the connection with residents. I loved helping them with their health, or the excitement of a new career. It was just so much fun. I was being paid to keep fit and help other people. It was fantastic. And it was a job, because I didn't want to go and work as a personal trainer, self-employed in a gym, because I looked around at them and everyone that I spoke to wasn't happy. They weren't really earning decent money. They were slogging themselves, and I'm going, I'm over that. I actually want to go in an environment, and I knew I could earn good money, and I knew I could add value. So it's like, well, safe job, 2 and 1, good roster. I'll go and do it.
Really good roster.
Marty, have you always been a positive thinker, or have you acquired that?
I've always been a solution thinker. It's a really good question that I've always been a positive thinker. The reason why I say that, I'm sorry to just interrupt this, but the reason why I say it is because up until the depression and literally till I went into the hospital, I've got a lot to thank Hugh for this, really, because Hugh's very passionate about religion, and I got some very clear messages from God. Like, there's whether you believe in God or not, I got some very clear messages as to me being here and my purpose for being here. Now, and you at the time was praying for me. I remember when we got together, and he said, "Do you mind if I pray for you?" And I'm like, "No, absolutely, I love it." So, and if you haven't spoken to Hugh, I really encourage you. One of the most beautiful beings you'll ever speak to. He's amazing. So, I realised when I went through what I went through that my past had been existing. It'd been in existence, and it was only when I became aware of that I actually realised what happiness really was. So everything I'd been doing was just going along on the hamster wheel, and it took, like some people, when you talk about quantum shifts, some people have them from a dream. I had to get literally punched so hard that it knocked me off my feet. And I landed on my back, unfortunately, like Wes Brown says, when you can see up, you can
Yeah, that's good.
And do you know what? That's when everything changed around me and I started being far more grateful for everything that had happened in my past, but actually making go, do you know what? It's now to live a life of positivity. It's now to live a place of happiness. If I'm waking up this morning, it's a great day. Those eyes open, it's a great day. Only my thoughts are going to change that. So
It's a beautiful segue. Let's jump up here to the depression and mental health stuff.
yeah,
Words that come to mind when you think about that.
passion, love, pain, even though it's hard to go with it now. Pain, frustration, connection, support
Connection.
with others, honesty, authenticity, help.
What about when you were at your lowest? What were you feeling? What was
Worthless, no value, a burden.
and who was around you? What was happening?
Well, on site was the staff, so there's quite a lot of bullying that took place up there. My fiance at the time, her dad was a huge influence, positively or negatively. I don't know what else was around. Well, Hugh. Then there was the nurses and the doctors and so on, and the psychiatrists from the mental institute. That was in the lowest.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? Not necessarily your depression, but mental health.
The depression.
Sorry.
Notice there how I pulled her up. She said, your depression, so she's then having an attachment to it. It's not mine. I was just choosing to carry it.
What did you say in response to that saying your depression?
I said, mine. So I questioned her because she knows, so I say the depression. Because if I say my depression, I'm owning it.
Yeah.
I'm carrying it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty confident you're cool with me saying this. So Ricky reached out to me a couple of months ago and he was diagnosed with, Ricky's the guy at the back, the gentleman at the back, top guy, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Started looking at his life in regards to how he can become healthier. Now, somebody with cancer would say, my cancer. But at any time you can let go of it. Now that's easy for me to say, and I'm not being rude here, I'm being 100% respectful. But the moment we have an attachment to something, we carry that. So if I wanted to let go of that depression, that's why I never say my depression. The depression. I chose to let go of it, and that's why I was able to bounce forward. Not bounce back. I don't want to go back to where I was. I want to bounce forward. That's from Sam Corcoran, by the way.
Mental health.
So, mental health, well, a little. Like, I'm just passionate about speaking about it and sharing, empowering others. I used to be extremely shy boy. Extremely shy, believe it or not. So, like, for me to be doing this now, my mum, like, it's just a smile on her because it's really, whoa, this guy's turned around. So, and to be talking about things that I'm really passionate about, like mental health, because all I'm doing is sharing my experiences, sharing my beliefs, sharing my values.
Okay, let's go down relationships.
Yeah, basically, as I mentioned earlier, the girls that I've been with have moulded me from a relationship angle. I idolised my cousin growing up, who's 8 years older than me, races motorbikes, and I was brought up on motorbikes and cars and fast things and toys and all that kind of stuff. So, relationships, obviously, Dave's best mate here. I've got great mates back in the UK, but brother from another mother. Family.
What about me?
Divorce, sorry, divorce.
Yeah.
Obviously, family members. My brother and I respect each other, but are challenged with each other all the time. I only found out recently my brother's always felt like I've disempowered him, like I've always put him down, which was interesting because I never knew I was, but obviously that was his perception. That was where he was choosing to feel. So, my relationship with my, I've had a great relationship with my mum all my life. I'm definitely a mummy's boy. Like Dave says, there's boys that are mummy's boys, and then there's boys that wish they were. So, yeah. Great relationship with my dad as well, but more so my mum. My dad is the person who instilled grind. You work hard. My dad had multiple jobs. We really struggled to put food on the table. So if I wanted any name clothing, I had to actually go out and buy it myself.
You're talking about your blood dad, yeah?
Yeah. I forgot about my stepdad there. Dave, my stepdad Dave. Oh, I can't get rid of him. Dave.
Oh, yeah.
So, joke grenade. And yeah, my stepdad Dave's phenomenal. So my big concern with because my connection to my mum was so strong. We used to go to the gym. My mum's a little Italian lady. She's 5'4".
She's taller than me.
No, she's 4'11".
Yeah.
She's 4'11".
She's
Sorry.
not taller than you.
She's 4'11", so she's like this big.
Yeah, because I'm 5 foot.
Yeah, she's 4'11". She used to say half, but she's not. So 4'11". Now we used to go and do boxercise. Does anybody know boxercise? Yeah. Well, basically the way that the training would start would be go and find somebody who's a similar size to you. and I actually used to be a lot bigger and phenomenally ripped.
Yeah.
And then there's this little lady.
Nah.
And anybody that was new that didn't know us would be like, no way. He's going to knock her out of the bloody building. Or could she fight? She was known as the most feared woman in North Road, which was the road we lived on. Little Italian lady, frightening. My mates were terrified of her. And what I used to do, when I held the big pad, she's supposed to be punching, she'd kick it. But she'd kick it and she'd kick me in the nuts. So I'm always like this, you go in with the pads. And everyone would always be encouraging her to it, whack me. And because when she had hold of the pad, I couldn't hit it, I'd just go really fast and light. But she'd be laughing her head off at how fast I'd been going, and she was falling over anyway. So when I left at 27, it broke her heart because our relationship was so strong. So when my stepdad came in, and it was funny because my mum went to say, I don't know if it's a psychic or what, but the psychic had said, one of you two boys is really going to struggle with Dave. And she said it'll be Martin. And it was my brother. I welcomed him in because he's such a beautiful guy that really does love and care about my mum. And after being in the environment of seeing what was going on, that's what she needed. So I knew that I was able to leave and come over here knowing that she had that support. Because if she didn't, I genuinely don't know if I'd be here now. Because that's how strong of a connection. I always used to go in on a Sunday when Mum was baking and sit in the kitchen in the back corner while she's baking away and just talk to her like a best mate. Tell her about what the boys had been up to. She shouldn't really have known, but and Darren did this one. She's like, wait till I see Darren. And Darren will come. Darren's 6'4". She's like, you! And I'm at the back of the kitchen like.
Don't mean you.
So that's probably it on relationships.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about Bessie?
My guardian angel. So
For those who don't know, it's his dog.
Bessie was my first girlfriend's dog.
In Australia.
In Australia. Yeah. So I met Bessie when I was 3, and when I actually went through to Nikki was my girlfriend. So she ended up being my fiance. We were together 5.5 years. But when I walked in there and met Nikki for the first time in a house, Bessie came bolting over and literally just jumped on me. I was playing, and Nikki said, just the way that you two got on was one of the reasons why I was like, I need to be with this guy. Just from that. Now, she's a very intuitive dog, and when Nikki and I broke up, she was like, you need to take her. And I really struggled to have that detachment from Bessie. She's like, she just looks all the time out the window looking for you. Like just sits on the front, because we had a little bay window. She'd just sit there and she'd like look at Nikki when she came home from work and just wait. She's like, you need to take her. That was the same when I worked away in the mines. It took her 2 days to actually go and eat a dinner. Because she just was waiting for me and waiting for me and waiting for me. I used to get dropped off at the top of the hill and walk down so she wouldn't know how to raft. So she's been my guardian angel and my rock, and very connected. Especially when I talk around the mental health stuff, she knew what was going on. Like when I talk about the story, I won't go into it, but she knew exactly what was going on. So she's just my absolute rock. And one of the things that I covered was that. Crikey, I can't believe he's got me again. Was that she's 12, so she's coming to an age now where she's getting to move on. And I've looked at it from the angle of when she moves on, I don't need her anymore. I'm ready to step up. So there's obviously that fear that when she goes, it's time. But I want her to enjoy that time because we work so hard. So that's been a really big one, especially. But anyway, let's talk about divorce in Jeremiah.
Do you need a hug? Oh, there you go.
You might need to do that as well.
I'll tell you one thing, Martin, you will make a fabulous dad when it happens one day.
Thank you.
What's happening with this side of the room? I hear people crying. I need you to release it. Come on.
We're fine.
Very masculine.
The emotion, but we know where to do that.
There's a couple over here that's hiding it very well.
We're okay. We're just as emotional.
Thanks, Beth.
You did this to me. Let's go to confidence.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I used to be super shy, so the confidence that's really come out, 100% has been from going down to the lowest point in my life. So even though I was confident, like Hugh would have seen me up there, it was because I was really passionate about what I was doing when I was doing the fitness and stuff. So it was. What's interesting when I reflected, actually, just mentioning that is I was doing something I was passionate about that brought the confidence out in me. But to actually do what I do now, where like speaking and so on, and being so comfortable, because I would never have done this, back in the day. The confidence level just oozes out of me because of how happy I am from making others become happy. Yeah.
Where were you at 19?
Where was I at 19?
19, yeah.
In regards to the destination in the UK?
No, in life.
At 19 I was, mate, all it was for me at 19 was actually cars, motorbikes, working as my carpentry thing.
Girls.
Job.
I was going to say.
19 I actually probably just become single. Only for a short period.
Vin Petrol?
Vin Petrol, yeah. My nickname, because I used to be in the car scene, was Vin Petrol, because I wasn't as big as Vin Diesel. That was my nickname. I think you should account Vin Petrol and everything, yeah. I don't know exactly, but it's obviously in the UK, but it was very much around just, I was working a job then, doing my building stuff, but it was all about gym, cars, girls, partying up with my mates.
I've got a lot of friends like that,
Yeah. Most of my mates
What are you
were.
supposed to be doing at 19? That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Is there a reason why you asked that question?
Because I'm 19, I just wanted to see if I could relate to you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a bit stuck because a lot of what you said up there applies to me. But, when you think of someone like me, that's 19 and doesn't really, like, it comes to an event like this and they're trying to learn something, they can be trapped by their past still because it's so fresh in their minds and in their hearts. And you try and move on from that. and it's a little bit bigger than just let's try and get motivated. It's
Mm.
bigger than
Oh,
that.
totally.
It's like let's find someone that can relate to, and I found that I could relate to you, and I'm just at that point in my life where I want to see how you turn that all around for yourself. How did you block all of that out and grow from that? And yeah.
Great questions. Just on, I just want to pick up on a word there, and I'm not picking, not necessarily, I'm not picking on you at all. What's your name, sorry?
Asher.
Asher. I'm not picking on you, Asher. Trying. There was a guy who said to me, who said that I need to be at this event at the weekend. I'm going to try and come. And I said, well, you're not going to be here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I said, you said you're going to try. You either are or you're not. When you said before about trying to actually grow, trying to learn more, you're already doing it by being in the room.
Yeah.
By just showing up, you're already here.
Yeah.
Ricky.
Can I just say to the lad as well, you're 19,
Yeah.
do not try and change too many things all at one time, because you'll soon be 58, mate, right?
Yeah.
Slow it down a bit, and don't get yourself too concerned about being like him or her or him. Or be who you are,
Yeah.
and your life will evolve as it evolves, but you've got to enjoy it, take the ups and downs as they come, and just slow it down a bit. Don't be chasing someone else. At 19, you're just
And
starting out,
Yeah.
seriously.
I mean, it's really powerful, like you said, that connecting with somebody, irrelevant of their age, and what they've done, especially somebody who's gone through whatever level of pain. And remember that it's only a judgment as to the level of pain. Like what I went through was rock bottom for me, but people have probably fallen even further. And some people, it's not even taken that much to go rock bottom for them. It's only a judgment. So when people say, oh, like some people say, I can't connect with you because it's too deep. You're not supposed to connect with me then. Well, just understand that we can turn it around. It's irrelevant of what the depth is. We can all turn anything around. But just being here, Asher, good work.
Yeah.
Even at 19,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
work. Because I tell you what, I wish I knew about this at 19. More importantly, absolutely, and more importantly, I wasn't even open to it at 19. You are. That is tapping into your greatness, mate.
10-year head start on me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I won't get on before. Out the way, Molly. I'm on that joke, though. Good work, mate. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to add at this stage? before
No,
I
I
start
think that's all
probing?
good. Yeah. I'm just conscious of time as well. So.
So I'm not going to probe this area because I don't want my mascara to run any further.
Okay.
Neither do I.
I want to probe a little bit more around your mum.
Yeah.
So, her influence on you growing up, and from sort of your first memories, anything that comes to mind.
I don't necessarily have a first memory, but I don't know whether it's just been kind of tapped into me. Well, my mum was wild. So, and it's funny actually with your hair. My mum actually, when I was only a kid, so I think I was only like 6, she shaved all her hair off this side, and I did like right down to the bone, and I had all her hair this side. And my mum said when we were walking back, my brother and I from school, 'cause she used to walk us back from school, all I kept doing was like this. And by the time we got home, I had said to my mum, "You've got no hair on the side of your head, Mum." And she's like, "I know, Marty." Oh. I don't know whether it's just been because she's told it me and I can visualise myself, but I really have a strong connection to that because my mum was so outgoing and just so much fun.
Why did you do that?
Why did she do it? She just wanted to be different. Like she went in, I think she went into the hairdressers and the hairdresser said, "What do you want?" And she's like, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" And she's like, "Well, I've got this really bad idea." And I was like, "Do it." My dad went mad. My dad went
I
mad.
think she said the trend then, because what's to follow?
Yeah. She hates this though.
And while we're here, how tall is the stepdad?
Oh, he's only small.
He's only small as well.
Yeah, he's only like 5'3" maybe. Yeah.
Well, that's
But my dad's only 5'9". My dad's not big. Both my brother and I told my mum and dad.
Okay, so now I'm going to put Martin on the spot and just give an example of how we use, because we actually do this when we do Martin's social media plan. Like we literally sit in the office and do this and then look at his values and make them cross over. So Tell me one of your values.
Love.
Okay, now I want you to talk about the divorce in relation to different energy in love, if it was your love day. As if you were doing a live, so these people have an example of what you would do.
Love in the divorce and different energy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm easy when I press the blue button.
Just to give you a button.
Yeah. So, energy, divorce. Okay. Basically, I'm going to start with, this is exactly how I do it. Have you ever felt the energy of somebody that you love and you care about, and it's held you back from really wanting to go where you want to go?
Yes.
This is my life. You can't interrupt my life. Right, you just waved at me.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, been there.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can totally relate because my mum and dad got divorced quite a few years ago. However, I remember being sat in the room with them and they're right in front of me on the table, and one's actually being rude to the other one and the other one just doesn't know what to do. Very much a powerful masculine energy against the feminine energy. And in that moment, I really learned about the power of what love truly is, because all that we need to do is be the best version of ourselves, and all we need to do is respect that other people are going on their own journey. And sometimes divorce is a beautiful thing, because what can be created from it is the fact that people have been allowed to be free and grow. And now what has happened from that divorce is that my dad found somebody else who he's very happy with, my mum found somebody else that she's very happy with, and they get along, all the four of them, far better than when my mum and dad were together. So something beautiful can come from actually separation. So I encourage you to look at your life and think about the areas where you can let go of to help not only yourself grow, but those other people around you grow to actually find what they came here to do. Thank you for your time. As always, peace, love, and happiness.
And love created you. Don't forget that.
Oh,
Their love
totally, yeah.
created you.
Like, I chose my parents. I am
Yeah.
the person I am because I chose them in
Yeah.
past life. Yeah, I believe them.
Okay, so that's basically what you're going to do. Mark's going to give you a little bit of a chat
You've got
about
the book.
some wine.
You've got the book.
Do you have to click
Oh,
on it?
yeah, I do. So, I want to talk about now the reason why, I mentioned it yesterday about why I'm so passionate about what I do. Some of you have heard this before, but it's one of the most powerful things I ever heard in my time of actually doing personal development. If that's you right there, and I said to you, I'm going to give you $20 to walk across a plank or run across a plank that's just got a brick and a brick high in this room, would you do it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
You don't do it?
Yes.
Hand on heart?
Yes.
Right, okay. If I put that plank 100 stories up, would you do it?
No.
For $20?
No.
200.
Time's out. What about if I put your child or somebody you love on the other side of a burning
Hell
building?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you still want the $20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't be thinking about the $20.
No.
The why's changed.
Yeah.
The why's changed, but you're still doing the same task that you all said no for.
Yeah.
But you would sprint across that plank, grab the person that you love, the child will be, and you'd sprint back.
Yeah.
No hesitations, because you'll be focused on what you needed to do.
Yeah.
You would not be focusing now on that.
No.
So, what drives you every day? We've got to look past materialistic things. No pun intended, if it's a vehicle. We've got to look past materialistic things because they come and go. What is driving you? What's propelling you? All that there is driving me every single day. That's what drives me to do what I'm here to do. Who do you choose? Why do you choose to be here right now? Not just in this room right now, but in your life. Because in any moment you can change the direction of your life. It's a choice. It's a decision. Choosing to stay where you are is your own choice. It's nobody else that's causing that. It's your own choice. I could have chose to stay in the mines, but I knew there's something more for me. It's hard to walk away from 130k to zero. But it had to happen. Hang on, we're not yet. Why do you want to have more money? Ask yourself why you want to have more money, because the reality of it is that is not going to make you happy. The reason why people earn more money is because they grow and they develop into something more powerful, better than they are. That's why a lot of people who win the lottery lose it, because they've not grown with it.
Yeah.
Read Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and he talks about the power of growing.
Just while we're on that one slide, just before we go on, can I just make one quick point on this? A lot of us have been, or a lot of people here will have been in an MLM, before, direct sales, whatever it be, and have done something with the why. We're not doing it today, but you'll have been told in those environments when you do your why, and you'll have sat and listened to other people say their whys, and heard all of these enormous, esoteric, life-changing, world-changing things that people say. And we think we've got to have something amazing. And you don't. For me, all I care about is being able to be home with my family. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about cars and houses. I want to be able to be with my now daughter. I always say with my children when I have them, with my daughter as much as possible, and to be able to travel freely as I wish. That's it. Everything else doesn't matter. So if you don't want to change the world truly, authentically, stop saying it. And the reason why I know for the people that say it, it isn't true, because if you meant it, they'd be out doing it.
It would have happened.
The people who care go and do it. Mother Teresa went and did it. People go and work in the missions and do it. So if actually all you want to be is the best mum, or the best person, or have a flashy car, or have a Rolex, whatever it be, just own it and have that, because then when you've got something that's locked in true and authentic, only then will you pursue it. For Martin, he did not want to go back and have a normal job, and that's it. So important for you to be honest and know what your true why is. Because why you're lying to yourself, thinking you need something that impresses others, it will never be worth it to you.